Hey, Guy Cochran here today, and we're going to be taking a look at the Zoom F8. This is a new recorder that is breaking all kinds of barriers. For one, the price point. What do you think of the price point?
For what it is, it's an amazing price. The first thing I noticed when I took it out of the box was just like, wow, it's compact, and there's 8 inputs. There's 8 full XLR inputs.
Compared to what I came from, I mean, this is $3,000. Actually, they dropped the price. When it came out, it was $3,000. Then it went to $2,000. And now we're getting the same features of this big, huge thing with now a color display, whereas this one was black and white for half the price.
Yeah,
which is
and it's a quarter of the size.
It's a quarter of the size and probably a quarter of the weight. I think it's 2 pounds.
Not too heavy, but the build quality seems decent.
So let's start with those inputs. What do we got here on this side?
Well, inputs 1 through 4 and 5 through 8 are on the other side.
And what else we got there?
We've got our outputs. It comes with a couple of these little guys.
So those are tail cables, a mini XLR or TA3 to full-size XLR, so we can feed out to a proper camera. So right now, I'll show you. What do I mean by
I know, he's
proper?
got to pull out his proper camera.
Proper
Show off
camera
here.
with the big XLR. Yeah. What do you got?
Yeah. This is my camera right here.
Well, what does it got for an input?
Well, it's got this little 1/8" jack.
And so coming out of the Zoom, we can still feed our cameras that will take a 1/8" mini. So it's called the sub out, and you have a lot of controls as to what you can route and feed. So you can say, I want a mono mix of all these out, or you can feed just select microphones. But
yeah, the menu is very deep. It's incredible. You can just route anything to anything else. It's just.
And then this just mounts underneath your camera, right?
Yeah, so it comes with this little mount here. You pull these screws out, you mount this up here. The camera goes right on top here.
And that's similar to what you had before, right?
Yeah, well, I'm coming from from this tiny little thing, this little juice link box. And so I'll run my mic into this and then out into the GH4 and the GH2 previous to that. And got pretty good results with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that setup. I mean, JuiceLink makes a dang good box with pure preamps that just sound amazing.
Yeah, but if you're in a position where you need more inputs.
Yeah, so reality TV type gig where you want to shoot 4 people, mic them all up individually, plus have a boom, that'd be 5. No problem on this unit. In fact, right now we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the inputs, and we've got on your side. What do you got for a wireless?
Oh, so I'm using this little guy, the Sennheiser G3 wireless setup.
So this gives you guys a good idea as to something that you might already have. Sennheiser packages industry standard $600 something with the stock ME2. So you're hearing the stock ME2, but what does it sound like if you go high end? What are these guys like on Breaking Bad using? I can tell you what they're using. They're using a sound devices, mixer recorder. They're using Electrosonics wireless, and then they're using either DPA or Sanken lavalier. So what you're hearing on my side is the Electro receiver with the new little baby transmitter. This is the SSM, which is super, super tiny. Look at that.
Here's my transmitter right here. It's a beast compared to.
This one actually outputs 50 milliwatts as well, so it's smaller and more powerful, but it comes with a price tag. This is over $1,000 for this. So again, we want you guys to hear what you can aspire to if you want to know if it's worth that extra clarity. So if you hear little detail in my voice that you may not hear with the ME2, it may be worth it to you. But what we want to do is let you guys hear what the system sounds like through this recorder.
So if you haven't noticed, I've got kind of the mid-range stuff over here that I'm using. Guy's got all the high-end stuff over there.
Then let's let them hear the difference between these two shotgun mics.
And by the way, we're recording all this with the Zoom F8 live as we produce this. So
it's going right down to an SD card, which you can see here. So we've got an SD capturing all these.
And you can put 2 in there if you want to, and you can run a backup to the second card, or you can just do a mix down MP3 to the second card. I mean, it's just very flexible as far as how you can set up the recording. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, some of our customers will have the MP3 transcription going out to a separate customer, a separate person, so they'll just email a low-res file MP3 so that when they jump on the plane, when they land, the transcription's done and they can get the stuff off to the editor and it's already just complete. So that's a great feature. I know somebody who has to have 2 recorders, so one they're recording 2 and then an MP3 recorder, so they're outputting 2 things. So
in this case, it's like 2 in 1.
Yeah, exactly. So now we'll hear your Rode NTG3. You want to give us just a 1, 2, 3?
This is the NTG2, actually.
Oh, actually. Right.
But so we can listen to that right now and hear how that sounds. And it's a decent shotgun mic. It's a few $100s, and
yeah.
So it doesn't sound too bad.
So again, we want to let you guys hear what it sounds like.
But guess what Guy has over here?
The big bad boy. So this is arguably the world's best shotgun microphone right here. This is the Schoeps CMIT5U, and you'll get a little taste of what that sounds like, and hopefully you can hear a little bit more detail and see if that is worth the extra money, because this one's about 10 of those microphones for this one.
I think the blue finish is definitely worth a few $100 just on its own. I'm sure it's the insides that really makes the difference, though.
Yeah, it's amazing quality. It's just so natural and warm sounding, as well as this DPA. So this is a super cardioid, which for an interior, just wanted to let you guys hear what a good quality, nice interior mic, because a lot of people say don't use shotguns inside, especially with a reflective room like the studio, bare walls, cement floor. We're trying to dampen it a little bit, but take a listen to the 4018. So this is the DPA 4018 feeding directly into the F8 with phantom power. Again, you have all phantom power on every channel, or you can turn it off. So it's just as simple as going into the menu, and you can say I want it input, and then you would just say right there phantom, and you can say I want it on and off for individual channels, or I want, because you wouldn't want to nuke your transmitter or your receiver with phantom. It doesn't require it. So, but you can flip it all on at once. So,
and you can do 48 or 24, actually. You have that option.
Yeah, if you do have some mics that are lower power, you don't want to kill your battery unnecessarily. Speaking of batteries, well, what do we got for battery powering options on this thing?
Well, we've got 3 options to power it. Your standard wall wart adapter, that's what we're running on right now. But then it also comes with this little battery pack, which actually fits into this. You open this door and you can slide it right in, it locks in. But it's unusual in that it actually holds a bunch of, holds 8 AA batteries, 4 on this side and 4 on the other side. You've got rechargeable batteries in there, so.
What kind of battery life can we expect out of that?
I've heard up to 12 hours.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. So 12 hours off that. What I like to do in our bag, I'm used to just powering everything off of a BDS system. So here is an option that you might want to go with. This is, so you can see this is an NP battery, so it's much larger, but it fits in the bag like that, so it would just go right on the side. The neat thing is that now you've got this little battery distribution unit, so you can power all your receivers, and they will all come on at the same time when you flip one switch. So you just flip one switch, everything comes on. So pretty slick device, and that's how a lot of people have it set up. but you could also just use a battery like this, which is the Anton Bauer V-mount style with the D-tap out, and then what you have for power on here is this little Hiroshi, 4-pin Hiroshi style input, and that'll be your power. So what else do we got on this thing?
The combination of the features and the price point and the size really make it amazing. I mean, I can see guys that were using something like this stepping up to something like this and able to take more inputs, to shooting music concert.
Yeah.
I could see this working really well for legal depositions where you got multiple people talking, other corporate stuff like that.
And it is nice to always have the audio separate from what's going into the camera. Like I've seen some people that have had some horrible results due to things happening to the footage that was on the camera. For example, when I had my first shoot with the Ursa, these things take the new CFast cards, and what happened to me was I tested the card. It was a CFast 1 card. They were a lot less expensive than the CFast 2.
You were supposed to use a CFast 2, weren't you?
Exactly. So I ran some quick tests, and it worked fine, but then it was that last little bit on the card that as it filled up, it slowed down. And I got back and reviewed the footage, and it was this footage of a bunch of interviews, and this one where the lady's crying. I mean, it was like the money shot, and she's teared up, and I went to play it, and the file was corrupted. Luckily, the sound guy was recording to a Sound Devices. I was able to have him Dropbox me the file, and I was able to rescue it with a bunch of canned footage. So we used some stock footage and went over the top of her dialogue, and but it was it was so great having safety. So this can help save your reputation. I mean, if you botch a shoot because of the audio.
I mean, you can record a separate audio file for every input, as well as a mix down if you want to, and then run it out to your camera and record to your camera all at the same time. So.
Actually, we can't get to it right now because we're live, but in the recording, you can say what kind of files you want. If you want them WAV files individually, so as you open it up inside of your editing app, you'll see all the individual files, and you can pick which ones. And if you are using this with a iPhone or an iPad, you can go ahead and select and name tracks.
Oh, the Bluetooth, yeah.
Yeah, Bluetooth.
The Bluetooth, where you've got the app on your iOS device, and you can control levels and do all kinds of cool stuff from the app. Technology's
come a long way since the days of these big recorders. I mean, you can spend more money, and you can buy stuff that this Sound Devices 688 is over $5,000. But I mean, for a fifth of the price, it's hard to argue with this. All right, well, that wraps up this session. Good feedback on the new Zoom F8, and hopefully we can ship a bunch of these out and get these in the hands of people. And be sure to subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you on the next video.